Carly Fiorina holding a town hall meeting at a county fair in Iowa. Hillary Clinton in the Lone Star State doing a Q&A session with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. That's in San Antonio. And then she's going to hold a rally. Bernie Sanders showing off his dance moves with Ellen DeGeneres during a fundraising visit to California. The whole dancing episode airing today. And Governors Jeb Bush and John Kasich, both in New Hampshire. Bush talking about domestic violence. Governor Kasich rolling out his plan to slash federal programs and send power back to the states.
We're going to take this approach across the federal government's power structure. Wherever we can, we must take its programs back to the states so they can have the flexibility to respond in their unique ways.
Tony Sayegh, Republican strategist, Fox News contributor, and Bernard Whitman is here, former Bill Clinton pollster and CEO of Whitman Insight Strategies. All right, so let's start with Kasich today. He says that he wants to, well, basically, Washington's obsolete. He wants to give the power back to the states. Good idea?
It's a great idea. It's not a new message, though, for Republicans. Ronald Reagan ran largely about realigning the federal government and giving more power to the states. The 10th Amendment is often cited as that. What's different and unique is never in our, at least modern history, has the population of this country probably agreed with this as much as we do now, which is the idea that Washington is so fundamentally broken. Frankly, a lot of Democrats on the Bernie Sanders left would agree that it's broken, that we have to do things like this to actually restore faith, the people's faith in our government.
Yeah, so Bernard, I mean, he gives the example, like, we have dozens of job training programs on the federal level, but they don't kick in until people have already lost their jobs. So what's the difference? It doesn't really help.
If you go into the details of this program, and I will have to say, Ronald Reagan blew up the federal bureaucracy more than any president before him. John Kasich wants to do things like abolish the transportation department, which sounds like a great idea until you realize we have 61,000 bridges in this country which are structurally unsound. We have things like mass transit that working families rely on to get to work that is controlled and funded and guided by the federal government. We have an interstate highway system. Why? Because interstate commerce is the backbone of our economy. So devolving all that to the states would leave an enormous void, and I think it would be a terrible idea.
All right, let's move on to this. Donald Trump saying he has no plans to change the way he's running his campaign, but telling another network, quote, I could be more politically correct. But to be honest with you, I think one of the reasons I am doing well is because I don't want to. Meantime, Trump reacting to an interruption at a rally of his in Virginia.
That's all right. That's why we have freedom of speech, folks, you know.
Some shoving and yelling happening in Richmond as demonstrators protest Trump's stand on immigration policies. Police stepping in, though, escorting several out of the hall. All right, so people tend to get angry, Tony, at some of these events for Donald Trump, specifically about immigration.
Yeah, but this group was actually espousing such a radical idea. They were basically saying we should have no immigration laws whatsoever, that no human being could be called illegal. Not even Barack Obama would probably agree with that position. I think you see Donald Trump, though, really at his best in these extemporaneous moments, and I do think his ability, coming from a reality TV background and obviously an entertainment background on some level, to handle these type of situations works to his strength. That's what people like about him. I think instead of changing his tone, though, what he needs to do is bone up on issues, because the higher he gets in the polls and the more it looks like he's going to be the nominee, he's going to have to show the depth as well.
We've been hearing that. Okay, Bernard.
The problem is that Donald Trump is not running for president of a reality TV show or to be the boss. He's running for president of the United States. And you cannot espouse the type of hurtful, antagonistic, misogynistic, racist rhetoric as a candidate and then expect to be able to govern and unite the people as president of the United States. Unfortunately, Donald Trump may say, you know what, I could modify my tone a little bit. Don't bet on it. That's why he's riding so high in the polls, because evidently Republican primary voters love that stuff.
Well, they do like people who tell it like it is. So whether or not you're right on that or the people are remains to be seen. Thanks, guys.